Hey, welcome once again, guys. Hey, what's up, John? Let it run here. Talking to you. I'm talking to you from my studio once again. All right, yeah, put the shades on, John. Sure. And John, once again, John, where are you at this time, brother?
I just went over the bridge in Seaside, and I'm getting ready for happy hour. So happy hour first with you, and then happy hour, the real happy hour
Well,
begins.
here's to you, John. Happy hour with us. How long are you going to be in Seaside?
For 2 weeks now this time.
Well, guess where I'm going tomorrow?
Seaside.
Yes.
And I'm going to Atlantic City tomorrow.
Well, that's not shocking that John, our traveling handicapper, is going to be once again traveling to where you're going to be going in Atlantic City, John.
We're going to see Old Dominion tomorrow at Hard Rock.
Oh, nice, sweet.
Then we'll be back here on Sunday for the next 10 days.
Beautiful. I hope you have a great time and good weather. So again, folks, once again, let him run here. Coming to you today from our happy hour podcast that we've talked about in the past. And, right now, as I looked ahead to tomorrow's races, it looks like there's going to be some stormy weather in Kentucky, John. Even Gulfstream Park, I know they've already been rained off and sloppy today. I think from what I read, I don't know if you got any intel on that at Kentucky Downs. There was also some issues with some possible pretty bad storms tomorrow. Did you hear anything about that, John?
I didn't hear any updates. When I looked at the card for Kentucky Downs and saw that it was 16 horse fields coming from all over the country, everybody shooting for these,
Giant
8 days of racing, giant purses. It just was so hard for me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to turn a page on it and just watch and enjoy Kentucky Downs as a fan. You really need some deep pockets to go after that Kentucky Downs. So I focused my attention on to the last Saturday of the Del Mar meet. So we'll focus on that tomorrow, go in depth on that.
Absolutely. And just a quick aside, I know you sent me a video of the workout that your horse had at Parks on Thursday. How'd it go? Looked pretty solid.
Yeah, that was her second work. Actually, she came to the farm. We bought her in the sale in May. She came to the farm, came to the track, and threw the jockey her very first time on the track. So she's a little skittish, baby 2-year-old. So we sent her to the farm for 6-7 weeks, and she came back a whole different animal. Grew up a lot, totally different mindset. And now we're finally getting her into training, and that was her second workout. Bullet work, 37 and change there. So very happy and looking forward to her progression over the next 3 weeks before she makes her debut.
No, the video you sent looked impressive, and good luck with the horse. What's the horse's name again, John?
My partners, selfishly, they named the horse without including me, and I was a little upset until I heard what they called it. J.K. Strong, they named it after me for all my health issues from January, February, and March that I put behind me. It was a long winter, but we're past that, and looking forward to J.K. Strong holding up her end of the bargain now.
I love it, John. God bless, and good luck to that horse. I know we'll get some updates on when she's going to run, and that's fantastic for you and your partners, John. That's so good to hear. So, hey, this is our first installment of Betting Strategies 101, John. And today we're going to talk about two topics. Let's go and hit topic number one, that reverse tri-key.
Reverse tri-key, always been an interesting topic for me. I think it was Steve Bick on the radio show turned us onto it, many years ago. But when you're handicapping a race and you see a price horse that, man, he's going to really try. He's going to be there. He's always in the money. He's always coming at the end. He's always trying. He's always running. He's probably just not the winner, but man, is he always make a good account of himself, second or third. And he's going to be dangling in the 12 to 20 to 1 range. And you just don't know if you want to include him on your pick 5 tickets, your pick 4 tickets, because he just might not be the winner. But to have a horse like that anchor your tries in the second and third spots. So the strategy we use with that one is we get a 12 to 18 to 1 shot. That just seems to be the odds on these horses that, pop up that fit this mold, that a horse is a hard trier, can finish second or third. And then you could use 6-7 horses in the first spot, 6-7 horses in the second spot, and then key this horse in third. Then if you could move that key horse up to second and put your 6 or 7 horses in first, the same 6 or 7 horses in third, now you got your key horse if it runs second or third at the big number, and hope you could connect around it. If you really want to go for the gusto, you could hit the all button, play all with your single, and then go all your single with all. And if he runs second or third, you got it. Then you just look up the board and hope you got 20-1, 30-5-1, something running in that try with you.
Something else with that horse. That's an excellent way to use it. And we talked about this, and I've had that feeling too. I've seen a horse 10-1, 18-1, 16-1, and then maybe you think he's going to win. Maybe I think he's going to win, whether it's a horse that just comes into a race looking good and gets overlooked because there's bigger names, bigger trainers, bigger jockeys, etc. That's another way to make some money. And like you said, maybe you don't use him in your pick 5 or your pick 6 ticket, but that would be a way to get some value out of that horse that you like in a reverse try key. So that's good intel. Like that. So how about the next topic we're going to cover? Again, this is one of my favorite topics, is carryovers in pick 5s and pick 6. How does that impact some of the thought process that you have? I know we both like to play pick 5s. You might like to play pick 6s a little more than I do. I like the rainbow pick 6 when it's a mandatory at Gulfstream Park, and especially when it gets into they have the sunshine meet today, but there's no sunshine down there. The races get a little better in the sunshine meet, and certainly in the championship meet, what comes down longer, bigger horses, bigger races, etc. But so talk to me a little about these carryovers, which there are several. There's one big one I want to mention to you after you discuss this.
Sure. You mentioned the mandatories. This will not be confused with a mandatory payout. That's something different. And I think we're going to save that for our next installment. This one, Absolutely. We're going to just talk about the carryovers. What the standard carryover? It goes one day, a pick 5, and nobody at the track hits it. And it means that, 30% of that pool got, or actually, they don't pay out constellations on a pick 5. So the entire pool minus the takeout from the track is going to get seeded into tomorrow's pool. So now when there's a carryover on a pick 6, a pick 5, usually they're the ones that carry over. Very seldom do you see a pick 4 carryover with the low increments to 50 cents. It's almost impossible for a pick 4 to carry over. Pick 5s once in a while. Pick 6s, the dollar minimums, they do carry more than the 50-cent pick 5s. But when you see a carryover alert, it should pique your interest to at least look at it and see, if it's an interest to you. You're betting into a carryover pool that makes it a positive expectation. You're beating the VIG. The track is taking out 15 to 20% on these pick 5 and pick 6 wagers.
Right.
So
right.
on a Friday, if $100,000 is bet into the pool and they take their 18%. So now there's 82,000 that nobody hit. So that 82,000 starts the next day's pot. So now we're betting in there with that 82,000. Hopefully it wasn't our money from, say, Friday. Now we're going to Saturday and chasing that 82,000 that the other bettors deposited and left for us to take a chance at. Now the new money all gets, the percentages get taken out. Say they bet, and they seem to bet 3 to 4 to 5 times as much when there is a carryover. So now say there's 400,000 bet into this pool. So now they're taking their 18% out. So that's $72,000 comes out of that 400,000 bet. But the money from the other day was 80-some thousand. So now you're betting into a pool you're beating the VIG. You're actually positive when the bet starts. So it always pays way more if you could get involved into a carryover, and it fits your budget and it fits your type of betting strategy. Some people can't afford a pick 6, the pick 5s. I mean, you could take a shot, and go slim in a couple legs and spread other legs and make it, a worthwhile ticket. But always keep an eye on the carryovers.
And that's a good advice, especially in the pick 6, because again, when they carry over and many bettors and handicappers like yourself see a carryover, they're going to jump on it. On that note, there's a carryover on Monday at Parks for 122,000. Is that a pretty good number for Parks?
Is that a jackpot? Is it a mandatory payout day? That's the question.
Well, it's a pick five.
It's a jackpot pick five. Every day they offer it. If nobody is the lone ticket to hit the jackpot, you got to be the only ticket at the track that hits that pick five. If you're the only ticket, you win that carried over amount that's been carrying over for weeks. If there's more than one ticket, they get paid out 30%. Actually, you know what? It's 30% gets put towards the jackpot every day. 70% of the pool gets paid out to the multiple winners.
To the winners.
So that's a bet that we'll cover, on the next installment, the mandatory. So keep your ears open. If they announce that it is a mandatory payout, they have to pay it out no matter if there's one winner or 200 winners on a mandatory day. That's our next installment, but we'll keep an eye on that. If it is a mandatory, I'm sure we'll be diving in on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure, but I just saw on horse racing news that they talk about all the carryovers. They tell you which carryovers on some little, like Gulfstream has a pick six tomorrow carryover. I don't know if that's mandatory or not.
Jackpot. Nope, they're rainbow jackpot.
Yep. So anyway, okay, that'll be our next installment. So now let's go ahead and we talk about, we don't want to get deep into this, but I know tomorrow on Saturday at 12:30, we'll get very deep into it to talk about the races, or at least one race of the sequence I'm going to look at, which is at Monmouth Park this week, because I know tomorrow is going to be another bog down at Gulfstream Park. And you're going to talk about the Del Mar race on Saturday. Race 7 is a 1 mile turf race for juvenile fillies. Nice field, John. I looked quickly at that, 13 runners. So what's your thoughts on that race, looking at that?
That caught my eye because I love the juvenile 3-year-old, turf. Now they're stretching it out over a mile. A lot of them never been this far. They won their 5 furlong turf race. Then they had nowhere else to run. They've been waiting for this race to come up. Sure. So it really comes from all different angles of, how you can approach it as a bettor, who you're looking at, the connections, what their intentions were. So, and then you're going to get maybe a couple come out of here that, probably going to be in the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. They're using this as a stepping stone prep race for the Breeders' Cup juvenile turf, which is going to be run over the same exact turf course.
Oh, wow. So okay. Interesting. Yes.
This caught my eye to be like on the lookout for the first, the first Saturday in November, that this race could have major impacts on that. Sure. So there's a couple different angles that we're going to talk about tomorrow, but really interesting. 13 horse field, really, a total handful can win it. So we're going to dive deeper into this race tomorrow, 12:30. Awesome. Don't forget to tune in.
Yep. And also, I am going to look at, again, the late pick 5 at Monmouth Park. We're going to travel north from Gulfstream Park to Oceanport, New Jersey. Monmouth, again, has some nice races running. I found this 9th race, and I'll dive into it deeper tomorrow, extremely interesting. Chantel Sutherland, who was one of the top jockeys, in the country, riding all over. She, her and Mike Smith had a little bumping heads to head at one time in the Breeders' Cup Classic. I know he ended up beating her, I believe, in that Breeders' Cup Classic race several years ago. She injured 2023. She had a bad break and had to take off racing for a while. But she's back in action now, and God bless her. We wish her well. But it's interesting in race 9, which is an allowance $50,000 race, 1 mile on the turf, and it's going to be fast and firm down there in Monmouth tomorrow. There's 3 female jockeys in the colony: Melissa Iorio, Madeline Oliver, and Chantel Sutherland. They're all riding in that 9th race. And there's also 2 horses entered in there by Chad Brown. He doesn't shift horses very often to Monmouth Park. No. So kind of interesting to see 2 horses. And one of them is a very nice horse that won impressively. So again, we'll dig a little deeper into that. But I find that race very interesting from lots of different angles. In terms of the jockeys who are racing, and the fact that Chad Brown is sending 2 horses into Oceanport, New Jersey, 2 horses running at Monmouth Park tomorrow. So as John mentioned, folks, join us tomorrow at 12:30 on Capital Sports Network. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that we can get you involved with us as often as possible. In addition, next week, we're going to have some information on some new sponsors who are going to be helping us keep this moving along. We'll talk about that next week as we work out the details of those sponsorships as we go along this week. So, John, I'm going to raise my glass. You have anything going on over there yet? You're going to
I
wait.
just unloaded the car. I'm sitting outside. The luggage is on the porch waiting to go in.
Well,
The wife
get your
informed me the luggage is
unpacked.
in. My wife moved it all in, so I'm off the hook.
All right, John. Listen, always great to see you, brother. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks for getting on. And people, we'll see you all tomorrow at 12:30 on Capital Sports Network. Have a great night, John. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for